Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Last we left off, we learned a few things about Eenie Miney, and also that Morgan Fay most likely is complicit in this murder. She may not have done the murder herself, but she helped plan it out. So now all we need to figure out, if that's true, is why. Well, let's go and see why. Um, Nick? Yeah? Did you know that Von Karma's daughter is only 18? She just like me. Yeah. Why, Maya? Well, I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time by herself, and she's so grown up. Yeah, and I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. And then you look at me and, well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm a suspect in a murder trial. I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through. Good morning. The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Oh, hey, morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother is coming today to show her support. Yeah, that's right, Pearly. Hey, Pearls? Hmm? Yes, Mr. Nick? Do you think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Mia today, too? Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch. Please. It's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help. Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. Pearly? Oh, not this again. Please, can you do this for us, Pearls? Alright, I'll do it. For Mystic Maya's sake. I'll see you later then. I'll leave you two to your alone time. Ah, thank goodness. Nick? This way. Pearls won't be able to see today's trial. What do you mean? What's going on, Nick? This is the only way Phoenix knows to protect Pearls. In essence, we're going to be accusing Morgan Fay of murder, Pearl's mother. I mean, she'll realize after she's done channeling, but best save her the agony of it happening in front of her eyes. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fay. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Let's start already. I forgot how I did her voice. I think that was it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The image of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. All over the world, huh? Sound like you've made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix. Oh, don't be foolish, you foolish fool wearing the foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I am the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. Uh-huh. That's nice, Miss Von Karma. Glad to see you're in such good spirits today, Miss Fay. It's true what they say. Women really are scary when they fight. They're like having, they're clearly fighting at that point, like, Now then, an interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session. That the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes. And this key is proof of that. This key, the only one to the channeling chamber, was not where it should have been. Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin. Alright, let's hear it. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What? But Miss Von Karma, then Then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying then that the person in this picture is not the defendant? Oh, I never said that wasn't the defendant. Then what is the meaning of this? All I am saying is that Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room. And I believe that is when she dropped this key. Can you substantiate your claim? Isn't that what I'm here for, Your Honor? The prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Fey, to the stand. Just as I suspected. Aunt Morgan. Yeah, she seems really torn by this. Witness. Name and occupation. My name is Morgan Fey, and I am a spirit medium in a manner of speaking. I'm sorry, but what do you mean in a manner of speaking? How? I don't think anyone really cares, Your Honor. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya then. Spirit severing technique? A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world. That is... Yes, that is... Go! You, be quiet. Now, witness. Something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. What in the world could have... Mystic Maya. She escaped from the room. What? And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while in a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber. Order! Miss Fey, please testify to this court what happened during that time. Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. $10 that what she's saying is a complete lie. It's time to dismantle it. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck and, I'm afraid to say, I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Why have you hidden this until now, Miss Fey? I do not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. That's right. She is simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Why is she making it a point to take a stab at me? Ugh, never mind. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. My aunt is a very smart and sly person. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. If there ever is one. Oh boy. Oops. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. Ow! Just now, you said those two. Who were the two people you're referring to? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lotta's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply could not understand her atrocious English, not to mention she looked awful. Oh, I can already see people in the Heartland gearing up for a riot. In any case, I have already sent a repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Oh, thanks. What did you do after that, Miss Fey? I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady to please contact the police. Was it really necessary to have two people doing something so simple as call the police? I mean, if there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. Yes, that is a very good point. Well, at that time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which, there was another... Another what, madam? Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. I want to hear the end of that sentence. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of that room, wasn't there? You must testify, Miss Fey. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply do not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and the camera woman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself at the time. Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Fey. This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Miss Fey, please continue. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. During our investigation, you stated you struck the defendant on the head, and this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you then was a lie. What? But why would you lie about something like that? Well, it's very painful for me to say this. However, the witness was lying to cover for the defendant. She was covering for Maya? I highly doubt it. So, you were covering for the defendant? Well, yes. It was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected. Something unexpected? What, pray tell, did she... The witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there is always later. Yes, very well. Why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Now, witness, continue with what happened. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped the room. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? Well, I'm ashamed to admit such a thing. However, yes. But you are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There is no way she could have escaped from you so easily. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that at the time, the defendant was not physically Maya Fey. Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand. Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. But if she had run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away? Well, yes, I would have. However, with great strength, she hit the base of my neck and, I'm afraid to say, I fainted for a short while. Oh, Lord. You fainted. I became dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor. How long were you unconscious? I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps. And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time. Happy? Witness, elaborate on that point for us. Well, I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Is that because you were unconscious? Why, yes. Great. Now what? Well, I'd like to know more about your unconscious state. Like, what happened after, at least. So, while you were unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went. I would think that's obvious, good sir. Well, if that's true, then how can you know for sure the defendant left the channeling chamber at all? Well, now that you mention it, I do have to wonder myself. It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this. But the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It means she has another witness up her sleeve, that's what. It looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness. That's enough. From what I can tell, there is nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she has said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber. Hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt. Now, let us take the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber? Yes. Go! Oh, be quiet, you! Now then, what the escapee had done was she had gone to speak with a certain person. She went to speak with someone? Who was it? The prosecution calls Miss Eeny Miney, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Eeny Miney? I think you can see where this is headed. Oh yes. The tag team. Witness. Name and occupation. Okay. So, my name is, Eeny Miney. I'm, researching, parapsychology stuff at the, university. What is parapsychology? Let's see. It's, I guess most people call it occult stuff. Well, even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what it means. Then I suggest you go home and research it yourself. Yes, sir. Now then, Miss Miney, after the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is this correct? Well, I guess. If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is all right, is it, Your Honor? Yes, sir. For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine. For my sake. He has no spine at all, oh my god. When the channeling started, I was, sleeping in the side room. A little later, someone came into the room, really suddenly. It was, oh my god, totally my sister. I, hadn't seen her in, so long. I was so happy in, a sad way. My sister, she, told me something, totally terrible. Oh my god, so much I can't do this. I really can't do this with a straight face. Oh my god. How many times did she say in that testimony? Holy crapola wads. Now hold your horses, young lady. Are you saying the person who entered was your sister? Don't you mean the defendant, Maya Fey? Oh, really now, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at that time. Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of this witness's sister? Yes, Mimi Miney. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. Oh, well, this is... Witness. Yeah? In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible... Oh, why am I using a deep voice? In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Do I totally, really have to? Of course. Miss Miney, please. My sister, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it, Eeny? She took her revenge. Are you sure that's what she said? Yes. There. Are you satisfied now, Your Honor? I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge. It is a bit hard to swallow, I'll admit. However, all the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. The end. What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for. This testimony just now, is it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind this tapestry of lies. Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts out more foolish drabble. I wonder if you will make this one more entertaining than the last. Well, it will be more entertaining, however... Actually, no, you know what, screw it. We got 10 more minutes at least. I was gonna end the video early, but screw it, we'll go. Let's continue with the like girl. Oh my god. Brace yourselves, people. Brace yourselves. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Oh my god, I pressed the wrong button. Every time there's a testimony, I press the wrong button. Was that because of your, sesame allergy, was it? Like, that's right. I, think there were sesame seeds, in the lunch they served that day. I had this, premonition that it was going to be totally a seedy day. Yes, indeed. I see. Am I the only one who missed the boat here? Anyway, so, you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping? A little later, someone came into the room, real suddenly. Do you know the time? Maybe a little before 11 a.m.? Something like that, I think. 11 a.m.? Yeah, my stomach is totally ready for, food. No. I think you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what time it is now. I meant what time was it when the someone came into your room. Oh, so, that's what you meant? You should have been more, clear about it? Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. It's really... That's it? Why'd you stop mid-sentence? Did I? So, what was I talking about again? Never mind. Witness, about this person who entered the side room. God, such an airhead. It was oh my god, totally my sister. Are you absolutely sure? I guess. You guess? Was it or was it not your sister who entered, Miss Miney? I don't know. I mean, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I am an only child. Oh, but more than that, she managed to mess up the question with her answer. Well, Mr. Wright? The defense rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Miss Mimi Miney? I, hadn't seen her in so long. I was so happy in, a sad way. You were happy in a sad way? Yeah, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But, maybe if I was, someone who didn't know about, the occult, but I, know all about the Korean channeling technique. The point here is the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. Yeah, like what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? Ew. Let's learn more about your knowledge of the Korean channeling technique, since you claim to know so much about it. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to, like, think anything was strange. But, ow! Don't keep badgering her. You know the phrase objection? Could you try using that once in a while? Mr. Wright, this question of what the witness felt when she saw her sister, is it really that important? Okay. Basically, she's saying that she saw nothing strange when her sister came and visited her. To visit her. My god, my English sucks. Well, considering that she just murdered Dr. Gray. Oh, wait a minute. No. There must have been something strange. She just finished murdering someone. Lotta Hart just finished taking a photograph of her, all bloodied. You would have mentioned that if you really did see your sister. My dear lady, this is very important. It may be minute in detail at this moment, but you take your objections where you can get them. It's very important. Although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Alright, Mr. Wright. Miss Marnie, please amend your testimony. Like, okay, I'm like totally cool with that. I wasn't like scared at all, and like her costume looked totally like normal. No, like no girl. So like no girl. No girl. I don't know what is your definition of normal, but like this. Oh my god, where's the picture? I'm trying to do the whole thing with the like, and then I'm just failing. See, I can't do it naturally, it's just not me. What of this blood screams normal? How is this normal? Or is it this? No, I think, okay, it's either this or this. I'll do this. If it's not this, then it's the costume. Okay, good. That was a very well-spun lie, Miss Eni. Huh? What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well-constructed, but that's all it is. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Miss Miney, may I remind you of what you said? You said there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Like, yeah, and? But I don't think that's what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Miss Miney, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you really were testifying and not lying, you would have noted that right off the bat. Order! Miss Miney, what is the meaning of this? Miss Miney? I'm thinking! Don't interrupt me! Ow! And what are you stammering about, Your Honor? Well, That witness. Her personality did a complete 180 there. Well, lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. Oh, but something was weird about that. First of all, calm yourself. Why did I say calm? Let's try that again. First of all, calm yourself, witness. Like, I'm sorry. I, didn't mean to, snap. Now, hurry up with the testimony. If you please. The judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's gonna be. Yeah, well... This is a good... This is a good enough place as any for my voice to crack like a prepubescent teenager. Yes, and it's also a good place to end the video and fix my voice. I will see you all in the next one where we're gonna hear what other lies this wonderful lady has to spew out of her mouth. And maybe we'll see her transform into the evil face again. That was totally did not scream airhead. Ugh. Anyway, later everyone.